Nakabenta ki khobor ke baman kasngi subscribe yo Antor News.
Kublai phi baro kini kilong ki khubor baman tagasngi. Namar ka jingyai pinbor ka sarkar pedeng ya ka sarkar jilla ban pentreno ya ka railway project ne ka linti rail ha jilla Meghalaya benta ka ne ka sarkar MDA kadang perkhat kumno ban ne ha ka jingpin sngo. Menteri Rangba ke Jilla Konrad Konggal Sangma, bad Menteri Katna Transport ba dasakyat lamare, haba jubab ya ke jingkeli halor ke nekakam hapo ke yang dorbar thauan, henne ke sngit hoding. Ke sorkar pedeng kaladep terwala slam ban penteri artli kilintiral hajilla ba kenthop ya ka tetelia bernihat ke bajrong R2R kilometer bad ka bernihat Shillong ke bajrong Chispa Pra kilometer. Katetelia bernihat projek kadai kablabo ban penteri ha ka jinglut jingsep bakot South Park hendai pendriu klur tingka hendai kene ka projek kamshem la urlong namar ka jingyang persya jongki kenhun bapher ki badawa ban wan ra shwa ya ka an ba perkhing ya ka jingwan rum kerthep ki bar jilla u Konrad upentep ba ka Assam kala penteri shat ha ba phai sha ka jing penteri ya kilinti rel na tetelia bernihan. Henry namar ka jingjia ka bajia ha kapor badang penteri ya ka projek ha Meghalaya kani ka kam kala sakut no. U Konrad upentip ba ka sarkar kala dep syong jingyalang bat ki katu kat ne ki kenhun bala dalong on penteri no ya kalentirel tang jong ki rel kit market mata hadu bernihat kenang bakan mentoy ka jilla.
Has been conducted, sir. Survey has been conducted involving personals from the railway department, central government also, sir. Many meetings also has been held, and yes, there have been oppositions from NGOs, and there are few from the Rangba Ashnongs, and in fact from the landowners for the land acquisition. There have been cases, but then I'm not aware of the fact that there's any opposition from the central government that says that you should not go for surveys and all. So,
I know that this issue has been lying pending in one way for a very long time, and this proposal for Bernihat to Titilia to Bernihat line is something that the work, of course, from the Assam side has progressed extensively, and we know that in the past there have been incidents when the exercise to actually implement and move forward with the line in the Meghalaya side had started. Some incidents took place. Hence, I just want to inform the House that multiple levels of discussion have taken place with different organizations, NGOs, and also with Government of India. And I'll just like to throw some light on that. So the first point is that a long time back, maybe about I don't exactly remember the dates, but 2 to 3 years back, these discussions were started, and we engaged with some of the organizations and expressed that the connection up to Bernihat, at least in terms of goods train, is something that will benefit the state. And we all know that that was something that would have made a huge difference even during the COVID time, where we would not have to have large number of trucks coming in to our state, and the trucks and the truck drivers going up and down, which increased the risk of the spread of the virus at that point in time. So therefore, a goods train is something that there is a form of agreement that it is important, and I think even the honorable member has mentioned it. And so that engagement started in that line, but there is a lot of opposition to passenger train that is coming in. And there were some discussions that we should have some mechanism to check the movement of people at station itself. After that, we had made the appeal. That time, Mr. Piyush Goyal, the Honorable Minister Railway, was the Honorable Minister. And I appealed to him to set up a checking point in the Mindipatra railway station. And it is after that that there was a checkpoint constructed, and it's already been inaugurated outside the Mindipatra railway station to build up the confidence among the people that this kind of checking for individuals will happen. And that, as I said, checking has been introduced. But in spite of that, and then COVID came in, the process could not move forward because we had other issues like CAA and other MRSSA and ILP issues came up, and that again diverted the entire talks. So just to inform everybody, the survey part which Honorable Member from Penthor Mukra constituency has mentioned, that he's indicating to the fact that the GM has mentioned that they wanted to do the survey, but at the local level, they were not being allowed to do it. There was some resistance to it. And that is there, sir, and we are all aware about it. It is happening. Then there was also a situation where certain meetings took place with the Honorable ministers from Government of India, officials from Government of India, even from the PMO, that why the movement of the railway line connection has not started in Meghalaya. So there is a huge and tremendous pressure, of course, on Government of Meghalaya to go ahead with this line. But we have been very clear. I had a meeting with the Honorable Minister from Railways, Mr. Ashwini, about 6 months or 4 months back. I had gone to meet him, and I had discussed with him regarding some other matters related to IT and communication, as he is also the IT minister. And there I had mentioned to him about the complication of the railway. And I want to inform the House that when I mentioned this to him, he specifically told me that we will go ahead only when the state government and the public are with us. So you please engage, you please discuss, and you please ensure that everybody is brought on board. This is being done for the development of the state and for nothing else, and it will only benefit the people. So I also want to just add to what the Honorable Minister has already mentioned to the question that was raised by the Honorable Member from Nongpo, that will the government go ahead, he asked. So that the government desires to go ahead. The Government of India as well as state government would like to see that we have this railway line because it will benefit economically the people of the state. But we also understand that there are concerns by stakeholders, by local people, by NGOs. And I have been very clear from day one, and I've informed the Government of India, Honorable Railway Minister, that we will only proceed forward after we engage and discuss with stakeholders, as it is being done for the people, and if people are feeling that it's not required, then we will see problems coming in the future. Hence, we must take people on board, we must discuss, we must consult, and only then we move forward. So I want to make sure, because I heard the Honorable Member saying that the government will go ahead. He stopped at that, full stop. Well, he didn't complete the full sentence. So I wanted to complete that sentence from him, where the member said that we will go ahead, and we would like to go ahead, but obviously it will be only done after we engage and take people on board.
Required from KHADC, sir. So this was back in 19 something. I do have the information with me, sir, but then it was done way back when NOC was not required from the KHADC. So the land compensation was paid, sir. Yeah.
We know. Land compensation was paid, we know. I'm talking about NOC.
It was not needed, so okay. there are no NOCs from KHADC, sir, at that time.
So, keeping in mind the response given by the Honorable Chief Minister, we understand this is a sensitive issue. So we would like to know that if the stakeholder are opposing, be it the KHDC or the HIMA, the Dorbarchnong or the NGO, we would like to know that those who are opposing the railway line, the pretext is that the uncontrolled influx of immigrants will come to the state. Why the government did not consider immediately the implementation of the laws and regulation for checking influx of immigration, like the MRSSA Amendment Bill 2020 and the ILP. So, we would like to.
Sir, that's precisely why the amendment bill of MRSSA was put up. So saying that the government did not act on it will be incorrect. Precisely what the Honorable Member has mentioned is precisely what was done. Number one, we passed the MRSSA and it was sent to the governor. Number two, we moved for a resolution in the House to pass the demand for ILP being implemented in the state of Meghalaya. So, absolutely correct, sir. We needed to make steps to build up the confidence, and that is precisely what we have done. But of course, these are matters which require multiple levels of clearances and different bills and different implementation of rules and acts are at different stages. But from the state government side, and even from this house, I should say, sir, we have taken steps, and I think all the honorable members know about it, sir.
Last question. So thank you so much for that reply, and we will hope that the state government will take everybody on board, as has been stated in the floor of the House, KHDC, the NGO, the Rangbashnong, the HIMA, and all. Thank you for that. My last question is that, is it true that the Northeast Frontier Railway is contemplating of closing the project due to unavailability of land? Is that true, sir?